There are places on Earth that seem to pulse with a presence, a quiet whisper that calls from just beyond the veil of the known. These are the sites that defy explanation, that mock the boundaries of science and spit in the face of rationality. They are not always marked on a map. Some are hidden deep in jungles, buried under sand, or floating in the vast emptiness of the sea. Others exist in plain sight, tourist attractions, landmarks, everyday corners of the world, hiding secrets in plain view. People have vanished here, time has warped. Lights have flickered where no electricity exists, compasses spin, radios go silent, animals refuse to enter, locals whisper warnings, and still, curiosity draws us in. We are drawn to the mystery, to the promise that maybe, just maybe, we will be the ones to uncover the truth. In this journey, you will walk through portals of fog, descend into jungles of silence, and tread upon stones carved by unknown hands. You will see the unexplained. You will hear the testimonies. And when it is over, you will never look at the world the same way again. Welcome to the top 10 most mysterious places in the world. 1. The Bermuda Triangle, the ocean's vanishing point. It begins in the warm turquoise waters of the western Atlantic, bordered by the 3 points of Miami, Bermuda, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. This invisible triangle is one of the most infamous regions on the planet, the Bermuda Triangle. Sailors fear it, pilots avoid it, and yet no one can explain it. The mystery starts in the 15th century. Christopher Columbus, during his first voyage to the New World, wrote in his log about strange lights dancing on the horizon. His compass spun uncontrollably, even as the seas remained calm. He noted the erratic behavior with alarm, unaware that centuries later, the same exact phenomenon would be blamed for the disappearance of ships and aircraft alike. But the Bermuda Triangle did not gain true infamy until December 5, 1945. That day, 5 U.S. Navy bombers, collectively known as Flight 19, took off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida on a routine training mission. The skies were clear. The planes were in perfect condition. The pilots were experienced. Yet something went horribly wrong. At approximately 4:00 p.m., radio transmissions from the squadron began to unravel. The flight leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, reported that their compasses were malfunctioning. "We can't find west," he said. "Everything is wrong, strange. We don't know where we are." What followed was a haunting series of messages: panic, confusion, static. Then silence. None of the 5 aircraft returned. No wreckage was ever found. Even more eerie, the rescue plane sent to locate Flight 19 also disappeared, along with all 13 men on board. It was as if the sea had simply opened its jaws and swallowed them whole. Since that day, more than 1,000 ships and planes have reportedly met similar fates within the triangle. Some vanished without distress calls. Others left behind ghostly wreckage, completely intact, with not a soul aboard. Take the case of the SS Marine Sulphur Queen, a 524-foot oil tanker carrying 39 men and a cargo of molten sulfur. In 1963, it radioed a routine report, then disappeared. Despite extensive search efforts, only a few pieces of debris were ever recovered. No bodies, no answers. Or the case of the Witchcraft, a 23-foot cabin cruiser. On a calm December night in 1967, its captain, Dan Burak, radioed the Coast Guard, saying he had hit something but was in no danger. He was less than a mile from shore. Rescue arrived within 19 minutes, but the boat was gone. No oil slick, no life jackets, nothing. So what's going on here? Scientists have proposed theories, some grounded in nature, others bordering on the fantastic. Methane gas eruptions from the ocean floor could reduce water density, causing ships to sink like stones. Freak weather patterns, rogue waves, and electromagnetic interference could disrupt navigation systems and communication. But skeptics argue these phenomena occur in many parts of the world. Yet nowhere else do vessels disappear so frequently and without trace. Then there are the more unconventional ideas. Some believe the triangle is a gateway, an interdimensional rift where the laws of physics begin to unravel. Others suggest the ruins of Atlantis may lie beneath the waves, emitting powerful energies. And of course, there are those who point to extraterrestrial involvement, aliens using the triangle as a corridor for abduction. Even the U.S. government, though largely silent on the matter, classified parts of the area as a danger zone for military navigation, adding further fuel to the mystery. But maybe the eeriest fact of all is this: the Bermuda Triangle has no official boundary. It is not marked on nautical maps. No government recognizes it as a hazard zone, yet every sailor, every pilot knows its reputation. There's a saying among those who traverse these waters: you don't find the Bermuda Triangle, it finds you. 2. The Nazca Lines, messages from the sky. In the sun-scorched plains of southern Peru, far from civilization, lie vast, ancient etchings that have baffled scholars for over a century. The Nazca Lines, hundreds of colossal geoglyphs scratched into the desert floor, are so massive their full shapes can only be seen from the sky. There are birds with wingspans over 400 feet, a monkey with a coiled tail, a spider stretched delicately across the earth. Some are simple geometric patterns, spirals, trapezoids, intersecting lines that stretch for miles. Others seem almost like runways, etched with a precision that seems alien even today. The question is simple: who made them, and why? Carbon dating places their creation between 500 BCE and 500 CE, attributed to the Nazca culture. But here lies the mystery. How could a pre-Incan society with no access to flight create such perfectly scaled images only visible from above? And why would they? Some theories suggest religious or astronomical purposes, that the lines align with solstices or mark sources of water in an otherwise arid desert. Others believe they were meant to communicate with the gods above, or beings not of this world. One of the most striking figures, known as the astronaut, features a humanoid figure with an oversized head and raised arm, as if waving to the sky. Was this an ancient greeting, a warning, or a depiction of a visitor? The desert winds have preserved these lines for over 2,000 years, silent, watching, waiting. Perhaps the true message of the Nazca Lines has yet to be decoded. 3. The Dyatlov Pass, death in the Ural Mountains. In 1959, deep in the frozen wilderness of Russia's Ural Mountains, 9 experienced hikers perished under circumstances so bizarre. It has become one of the most chilling unsolved mysteries in modern history. They were young, strong, and well-prepared. Led by Igor Dyatlov, their goal was a challenging trek to Mount Autorten. But what search teams later discovered stunned even the most hardened investigators. The hikers' tent was found ripped open from the inside. Their bodies, some half-naked in sub-zero temperatures, were scattered across the snow. Some had crushed ribs. One was missing her eyes and tongue. No signs of struggle, no signs of other human presence. The official Soviet explanation: a compelling natural force. But what kind of natural force causes people to flee barefoot into minus 30 degrees C weather? Decades later, theories still abound. Avalanche, hypothermia, military testing, infrasound-induced panic, yet none fit all the facts. Conspiracy theorists suggest a cover-up. Locals whisper of the Mansi people's sacred mountain, an accursed spirit that punishes trespassers. What happened that night on Dyatlov Pass? Whatever it was, it left no survivors, only questions. 4. The door to hell, the eternal fire pit of Turkmenistan. In the Karakum Desert of Turkmenistan, flames roar from a crater 230 feet wide and 100 feet deep, day and night, for over 50 years. Locals call it the door to hell. Its origin is almost as unbelievable as the site itself. In 1971, Soviet geologists accidentally drilled into a massive underground gas cavern. The ground collapsed beneath their rig, forming the Nauakonic crater. Fearing the release of poisonous methane, they set it ablaze, expecting it to burn for a few weeks. It never stopped. To this day, the flames continue to burn. The heat is so intense that no one can stand at its edge for long. At night, the glow can be seen for miles, an infernal beacon in the heart of the desert. There are no guards, no railings, only the wind, the fire, and the silence. Scientists have tried to study the site. In 2013, an explorer rappelled into the crater and discovered a bacteria strain that exists nowhere else on Earth, life born of fire. The government has repeatedly promised to extinguish the flames, but they still rage, as if the Earth itself is bleeding fire and refuses to be healed. 5. Aokigahara, Japan's suicide forest. At the base of Japan's Mount Fuji lies Aokigahara Forest, a place of serene beauty and unspeakable tragedy. Known as the Sea of Trees, it is one of the most silent places on Earth. No birds, no breeze, only stillness. Locals believe the forest is haunted. that the eerie, restless spirits, linger among the trees, calling others to join them. Scientific studies reveal high levels of magnetic iron in the lava-rich soil, disrupting compasses. It's easy to become disoriented here, to lose time, to lose hope. But maybe the most chilling thing is the silence, a silence so deep it feels alive. 6. The Devil's Sea, the Pacific's Bermuda Triangle. On the opposite side of the globe from the Bermuda Triangle lies its twin, the Devil's Sea or the Dragon's Triangle. Located south of Japan, it has earned a deadly reputation. In the 1950s, Japan declared the region a danger zone after several fishing boats and a 31-person research vessel vanished without explanation. Aircraft reported strange electrical malfunctions, and compasses spun wildly. Some researchers claim the area is home to undersea volcanoes, which could trigger violent eruptions or magnetic anomalies. Others point to ancient legends, tales of sea dragons and ghost ships roaming the waters. What's most unnerving is that many disappearances occur without distress calls, as if something simply takes them. Like the Bermuda Triangle, skeptics cite natural causes. But when two different oceans, half a world apart, share the same eerie pattern of vanishings, it becomes harder to ignore the possibility of something more. 7. The Catacombs of Paris, the Empire of the Dead. Beneath the romantic streets of Paris lies a hidden world of darkness, an ossuary that stretches for miles, holding the bones of over 6 million people. This is the Paris Catacombs, a subterranean labyrinth where the dead far outnumber the living. In the 18th century, overflowing cemeteries forced the city to relocate human remains underground. Bones were stacked with grim precision, skulls forming walls, femurs forming towers. But that's only the tourist trail. Beyond the lit passageways lie miles of uncharted tunnels. Maps are unreliable, signs vanish. Many who enter illegally, urban explorers known as cataphiles never come out. Stories tell of phantom whispers, shadowy figures, and sudden temperature drops. One video camera was found years ago with disturbing footage. 8. Poveglia Island, the Plague Island. Just off the coast of Venice lies a small, overgrown island few dare to visit. Poveglia, a place with a history so dark, even locals avoid speaking its name. In the 1700s, it was used to quarantine plague victims. Over 160,000 people died here, their bodies burned or buried in mass graves. Later, a mental asylum was built atop their ashes. Patients reported hearing voices, seeing figures no one else could see. One doctor, infamous for conducting cruel experiments, supposedly leapt from the asylum tower after being driven mad by the spirits. Witnesses claim he was still alive when the mist took him. Today, the island remains abandoned. No official tour, no residents, just decay, silence, and a lingering sense of dread. Fishermen avoid its waters. Even birds rarely land there. They say the soil is 50% human ash, that the screams never stopped, only faded. 9. The Zone of Silence, Mexico's magnetic mystery. In the northern desert of Mexico lies an area known as La Zona del Silencio, the Zone of Silence. Radios fail here, compasses spin, and satellites pass overhead only to lose signal. The phenomenon was first discovered when a U.S. missile veered off course and crashed in the area in 1970. Scientists arrived to investigate and encountered something they could not explain. Birds avoid the zone. Meteorites frequently crash here. Plants grow in strange patterns. Locals report sightings of strange beings, tall, blonde, with glowing eyes. Some believe the region sits at the same latitude as the Bermuda Triangle and the pyramids of Giza. Others suggest a natural magnetic anomaly, or perhaps something older waiting beneath the sand. 10. Eternal Flame Falls, fire that defies science. In a quiet corner of New York's Chestnut Ridge Park, a small waterfall flows gently over a rock face. But behind the curtain of water, a flame dances, eternally. This is the Eternal Flame Falls. The fire burns from a natural gas seep, and though other flames like it exist, this one is unique. The gas source is too weak to sustain fire. According to scientists, it shouldn't burn at all, and yet it does. Local legends say it was lit thousands of years ago by Native Americans. Others whisper that it's a doorway to something ancient, something divine. It's small, easy to miss. but once you see it, it stays with you. A reminder that even in the most ordinary places, the extraordinary can burn just beneath the surface. So what makes a place mysterious? Is it the whispers of the past, the strange, the unsolved, or is it simply the questions that remain? These places are more than curiosities. They are mirrors, reflecting our deepest fears, our awe of nature, our hunger to understand. We label them as unsolved, unexplained, supernatural, but perhaps they are simply reminders of how little we truly know. And maybe that's the greatest mystery of all. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. More secrets await. Until next time, stay curious.